I was 24 years old and going to college, and I'd been making my way through. I ran out of money and went to work in a sheet metal factory for a semester to get a little money back, and of course, that's when they grabbed me. They'd take us out on choppers and drop us someplace, and we'd split off into columns, and they called them search and destroy missions. Those three positions, two flankers that walk out to the side and a point man that walks out front, were viewed as the most hazardous. I think I stayed out there on flank or point for 63 different days. Spent about 3 months in the field. Caught a break when I got the photographer job. The captain said, "You're not a combat photographer, son. This is a morale job. Every time I see my guys and stories about them and pictures of them, your stock goes up." Took me 2 weeks to get something in the paper, but after that, the stream never stopped. They liked the human interest kind of stuff. When somebody got a birthday cake from home that came in a box this high and was this thick because it'd been shipped, you know. I was after the part of the war that you live. I wasn't out of harm's way any more than the rest of the guys most of the time, but the curious thing about the camera was when I was looking through it, it seemed like it, because I had something to do besides pick a fight. I shot a lot of portraits. Most all of them were draftees, and I was very lucky because I'd been one of them, and I could move up and down among them and take their pictures, and they wouldn't run me off. There's a look. There's a body that you take on when you're almost constantly at risk. I built a lot of drywall walls and heavy doors over the stuff in my mind, and these pictures brought this comes tumbling back. There's a million pictures in between the ones I took. It wasn't productive to be a Vietnam vet at home, and it wasn't pleasurable to review the passage. The stuff went in the shoebox, and the uniform went to the back of the closet, and I just didn't talk about it much.
So I brought my camera to ADX one day and shot photos of him with his wooden spears, and he just very casually in conversation said, "Oh, you know, I used to be a photographer too." And I said, "Oh, really? What kind of stuff did you shoot?" And he said, "Well, Vietnam mostly." And my response was, "Did you go on vacation there or something?" And he said, "No, during the war." Every day that I saw him, I'd say, "Are you going to bring me some negatives to look at?" I just kept asking and kept asking. And eventually, he brought one of the airmail army envelopes full of negatives. And he said, "I don't know what you're going to find in there. There's probably nothing really worth any value." And I looked at those compositions and immediately knew that that was not the case.
I remembered most of them, but I'd never seen them printed except maybe a contact print to decide whether this one or this one. That was a very emotional time. About 750 people came to the showing, and the hardest people to talk to were the veterans.
What I'm trying to figure out is how he got in front of me to take this picture.
He said, "I was walking point, how the hell did you get ahead of me?" And I said, "I'm sneaky." But
the most remarkable thing was the connection with those guys. I'm celebrating everybody in the photographs, even the ones in the trucks and the helicopters that you can't see, because for at least 125th of a second, we shared a time and place. A weather walked-in became the story of my life, really. What the weather was, the circumstances I had. I would just try to do the best I could with that, instead of trying to plan the weather. and trying to fly around it. It runs the gamut from absolutely horrendous in a jungle war to almost enlightenment. You know, you get on a helicopter and everybody made it, everybody's safe, and you're going someplace that isn't going to be mud and bullets. So your weather for that day is really very good.